interesting little angle.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying, right?
Kind of like it.
We're gonna bend down.
It's a little like creative and artsy.
It's creative and also just rushing, but I'm gonna move it as we go along.
I kind of like it that you can't see my face, you know? So,
Right? I like that too.
yeah, it's a little artsy. It's a good little indie film. What's going on, everybody? Thanks for coming.
It's the last season, or the last 10 episodes.
It is. You sad?
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm not. I'm so happy. Just joking. I'm very sad too.
You're the only one here from the first season, except for Colton, but you've been in every episode.
No, Lyndon's here.
Oh, Lyndon.
And Melissa.
That's true.
Lyndon and Melissa. I was like, no, there's no way that's true.
Of the young cast.
Right.
Like, how does that feel? You're like the only one left. The team. Yeah.
It's great. You know, it's what I mostly take from this show. You know, aside from like the best friends that I've gained, but having that sense of just like accomplishment, and I feel proud of myself. And I was the only one who did 100 episodes. I worked hard. I love working hard. It feels great. That's one of the best things I can take from the show is knowing that I worked my ass off, you know, and it's a great show. Like it's just the coolest that I was the lead of a show that got so, you know, it was just so well respected and loved, and it's just a really cool thing. I'm gonna keep it with me forever. It's changed my life in a lot of ways.
What are some of the most valuable things you've learned about yourself after doing 100 episodes of the television show?
I mean, I think it's the same kind of stuff that any other young adult learns throughout their life, you know? It's work hard, things don't happen overnight, stay humble, be kind to others, you know, be the kind of person that you want to work with, you know, always be easy to work with, make sacrifices for people, just, you know, being the leader, you know. I really thank everyone at MTV and everybody for giving me this opportunity to be the leader of the show, because it's really taught me a lot, you know, and it was stressful at times because I put a lot of weight on my shoulders. I wanted the show to be great, and you know, since I was the leader, I was like, well, what's up to me? You know, I want to set the tone for the set. I want the actors to take inspiration from me and you know, not complain, and we all have fun and get our shit done. And so I would see some people, not actors, but some people in the crew like complaining, and I would take it personally, like I wasn't doing my job. And so, you know, it was I had a lot of pressure on myself, but I loved it. It's all I wanted. Because acting has always been something that like I love, but I never really felt a true connection to it. And so I wasn't fulfilled acting on the show. I mean, I was, because I love acting in the show. The character Scott McCall was great, and I loved doing all the crazy shit that we got to do, and it grew me as an actor. But what I really took from it was just being the leader and setting a tone, and that's just the coolest part about it.
So you filmed the last episode. In one word, what is Scott's ending? To tease it.
Complete.
Okay, that's a good answer.
Satisfied. It's, you know, the entirety of Scott McCall. You know, when we first meet him, he's this troubled kid that all he wants to do is be noticed and have attention and be popular in school and be good at sports. And he gets all that, but he's also a werewolf now, so he has to deal with, you know, the constant survival and like trying to have his friends survive and save his friends' lives and himself, and he's just always like has a whirlwind of shit around him, and you kind of finally see him smile and like relax, and it's really cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Like a special moment that you remember on the show?
From the entirety of the show?
Yes.
A special moment? I love my time with Dylan in the Jeep. Anytime we were in the Jeep, from day one, him learning how to drive that thing, it was the scariest. It was like we would start on like these huge hills, and we would both be in there, like shaking, and like, I don't know if I can do this, dude. And like we would start, he had just learned how to drive a stick, so he would take his foot off the clutch and like hit the fucking gas, and we would like screech up this hill and almost die, and it was just the greatest. And I don't know, we were in the Jeep for a long time at points, and we would just hang out and talk. That was the greatest. Working with Shelly, meeting Shelly and Sprayberry, I really love those people a lot. So I don't know. It's hard to tell, man. It's really hard to tell, like, to pick out a favorite. I'll get back to you.
Okay. What will you miss most about working with Dylan?
O'Brien.
Yeah, O'Brien.
It was different. I don't know. He and I would follow around. We would like follow each other around like puppies. Like wherever I would go, he would go, and wherever he would go, I would go, and we just had this like little kid dynamic on set. But we also knew, you know, as we were being kids and having fun, we also knew like our positions and our roles and our jobs, and we knew that people would be looking to us for inspiration, and we needed to be good examples and role models for the crew and for the rest of the cast. So we had a really good balance of having fun, but also knowing our positions and doing a good job at you know, trying to turn the show into what it is today. So I'm just gonna miss everything about it. It was the greatest. It was the greatest. Working with him is the coolest.
You got to direct this season, and without getting into spoiler territory too much, there's a pretty major scene at the end of your episode. Can you talk about the whole experience of directing, and particularly that?
How do you know that? Who told
saw
you?
it.
You saw my episode?
I did. Really good.
What? Holy shit, that's so cool. Wow, thank you. Yeah, okay, so what's the question?
Just the whole experience of directing, and then particularly working on that scene and making it happen.
Oh man, I mean, so when I got an episode, I knew that, you know, in Teen Wolf fashion, there's going to be some crazy shit that's going to happen, so I was kind of excited to see what it was going to be, and then I finally read it, figured it out, and you know, was nervous, excited, honored that I was able to, you know, it's hard to say what the hell it is, but yeah, I was really excited to pull it off, and you know, I had my own creative kind of ways that I wanted to apply to it, but I knew that I was going to have a bunch of help from everyone on set. They were never going to let me fail. It was great, because when I read a script of Teen Wolf, I always kind of envision it in my head, and it's always somewhat similar to the way it turns out, you know, but like there's certain things that I would like to see with the show, which is why I wanted to direct, to get my vision across, what I see in the script when I first read it. So you guys are in my head a little bit. I was just excited to do that with every scene, even the last one. And I think it was cool. It was cool. I did the really cool camera thing for the last shot, and I was like, right when I read it, I had this thing in my head, this idea, and I did it, and it looks really cool, and I'm really proud of it. So I'm really excited to show everybody, especially that last shot, because it's mine. It's like I dreamt it, you know? It was so cool. I had this thing in my head, I saw it, how this was going to go, and then we did it. It was really interesting, really cool. I was really thankful for the opportunity.
So there's future Teen Wolf projects coming up. Do you want to be involved in any of those
Absolutely.
projects?
I do. I really do. I would hate to not have Teen Wolf in my life anymore. So I would love to, whether I'm a producer or just coming to hang out or whatever. I would love to be a part of any Teen Wolf after project.
Any parting words for the fans? They want you to know that they will always love you and remember you.
Well, likewise. I will always love you and remember you guys. You've allowed me to be really open about myself and the things that I go through, and I really appreciate that. I don't know if I would it helps me go through shit, you know, when I'm open and I get stuff off my chest. It really helps me kind of come to terms with it all. And I don't know if it would be that easy to come to terms with it all if it weren't for you guys accepting me and making me feel like it's okay to speak my mind and be who I am. And that's all I really wanted to show you guys, is that you can be who you are and say, fuck it, life is weird. We're all weird creatures trying to figure out this weird, odd, makes no sense life. You're like, why are we here, blah, blah, blah. So, you know, just be yourself and have fun. Don't have fun sometimes. Fuck it. Whatever. I don't know. I love you guys. I appreciate the support forever. It's okay if you don't follow me to my next projects. You know, I get it. Teen Wolf was the coolest. But thank you. I'm humbled. I wish I could do more. I want to meet you guys personally and give back. Thanks. I don't know. I'm still young, so I'm gonna come up with something cool for you guys. But I love you. Thank you. To the fans.
Good timing. So what was the experience of this like kind of last Comic-Con for Teen Wolf?
I kind of assumed that the last Comic-Con was going to be the last Comic-Con because we had been filming the last season and I didn't know when it was going to come out, but it just so worked out that this season, the last half of the season is coming out, during around this time. It's a little solemn. There's an air of sadness everywhere, and but it's not like a sad. I don't know. It's really interesting. There's just this knowing that we're not coming back as a cast, and everyone kind of feels it. And over the years, Comic-Con for me, and I'm sure the rest of the cast, this becomes such a huge part of our lives, and Teen Wolf has become such a huge part of Comic-Con's life over the last little decade. This is my 8th time here, and I'm so humbled by that, and I love it here so much, and so it's going to be odd, we've watched Comic-Con change a little bit. When we first started coming here, it was a little bit more about, comics and the lore and all that shit. Now it's kind of become like a little bit of a party time, which is great. I love it. It's a lot of fun. But it's been cool to watch it change, So we've been around Comic-Con for a bit, and so it's going to be sad taking off and not coming back. But I'm going to try to come back every year because this place really means a lot to me. We'll see.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully we'll see you here.
I hope so. My God, I'm just going to come back. I'm just going to make the rounds as pretending it's still Teen Wolf is still happening. I'm going to set up a panel. No one's going to come. It's just going to be me.
People will come. People will come.
It'll just be me. I'm going to set up a panel and
you'll ask and answer your own questions.
Exactly.
I like it.
It's going to be interesting. It'll be weird, but it'll work. I think. I believe in it.
Can we see this next year? Let's see it happen. I want to see you create your own panel.
How cool would that be?
Yeah.
I would really like that. I love it here a lot. So.
That'd be awesome.
Hell yeah. Any other questions?
If the rumors are true, then Scott ends up with Styles' ex-girlfriend.
Yes.
Doesn't that betray the bro code?
You know what? I've thought about this a bunch of times, and I think that that Styles. If I had an ex who was really good friends with if we had a good group of friends and there was an ex in there, my best friend and her fell in love, I don't think I would be bummed. I get it.
As long as they're happy.
As long as they're happy, and there's no maliciousness in it. I don't think it was done with bad intentions. So I think it's a little weird, but no, fuck it. No, it's not breaking bro code at all. It's totally cool. I guess. Just make sure with your bro before you break that code. Make sure you're good to go. Make sure you're good to bro. Check with your bro.
I just need to get one of these of you real
Want a
quick.
picture?
Yeah.